I feel the pain inside of you. Do you want death, or do you want life? Do you swear to protect the travelers of the night? Rise and live again!
I'm just gonna come out and say it. They did it. They stuck the landing. I mean, they stuck the landing. They didn't ace the landing, but they stuck the landing. Get what I mean? Um, Anyways, so Moon Knight episode 6. Um, well, it was a pretty linear episode for the beginning, and by the end, I was like, okay, this is not. I mean, it's okay, but it's not as good as some of the other episodes that we got. And then the beautiful post credit scene happened. So like in the towards the end of the previous review, I said something along the lines of, I wonder how they're going to stick the landing and how they're going to manage so many things together. Turns out it's very simple. Just push one of the things to season 2. I'll tell you what I mean. So this episode begins with Harrow and team acquiring Amit's Ushapti, and and then we see the scene which we saw from the Duat, where millions of souls, not millions of souls, where many souls were being judged at the same time. We see it happen in from the angle of the Earth, where multiple soldiers essentially are being judged in real time. And we finally get to see Amit in her full glory, and I must say she really looks like Sobek from Assassin's Creed Origins. I guess that's to be expected, seeing that she is a crocodile goddess. But she's supposed to have the forequarters of a lion, the face of a crocodile, and the hindquarters of a hippo, if I got that right. And I'm not seeing the hippo and the lion. I'm definitely seeing the crocodile. There's no doubt about that. Another thing is revealed, that Arthur Harrow is not actually a balanced person, as in his scales are not balanced.
Your scales lack balance.
And Amit chooses him as his avatar because, as per her reasoning, she once used an avatar with balanced scales, and that got her imprisoned in stone for millions of years. So now she's going to choose an unbalanced one. Seems fair. Yeah, basically just have your prime servant be the opposite of what you stand for. Yep, Amit, you're definitely not full of shit. By the end of this episode, I was almost on Team Khonshu, because Khonshu may be prone to throwing tantrums. Khonshu may be, he may be an asshole of all things. But at the end of the day, it seems like, yeah, the guy is doing right.
Why fight, knowing you will fail?
Because it is my choice. The very thing you take away.
That being said, I was expecting to see. I was kind of stealing myself that we were not going to get Jake Lockley in this episode, because there's just too much to handle and there's not enough time. No prices for guessing that Mark Spector rejects the field of reeds, goes back to Stephen, and then gives him his heart so that they can be whole again together. And them together holding the heart, and them together turning to stone, essentially, that's what opens up the gates of Osiris, and they get to go through. And once again we get a playback of so the rest of the episode was pretty much just a fight. And there's just one moment I want to talk about in this, where Arthur Harrow has Mark Spector pinned to the ground and he's about to suck his soul out. And and he sees that Layla is being. Wait, I forgot to talk about Layla. Yeah, I'll come back to her. So and Layla, and he sees that Layla is in danger as well, and we get that shaking camera motion where it signifies that a personality shift is about to happen, and all of a sudden we're in the middle of a massacre. And I'm like, okay, so they're definitely leaving Jake Lockley for season 2 of this. Coming back to what I said about Layla, Layla in this finally becomes something known as the Scarlet Scarab. I mean, I'm guessing this is the Scarlet Scarab because she does have a similar costume. Her wings open up like the scarab, and she becomes the avatar of Toweret. And I'm going to go out on a whim and say that Toweret might be a very good host compared to Khonshu. Because as we learn, Mark Spector and Stephen Grant made a deal with Khonshu that after this thing is over, Mark Khonshu releases them both, and he did keep the deal, but he also didn't keep the deal. I'll get back to what I mean by that. And yeah, so Layla becomes a superhero, and we get this very contrived scene of, "Are you Egyptian superhero?" Yes, I am. Which, I mean, okay, Disney, you had your 2 cents. Fine, moving on. And towards the end, they trap Amit in a new Shakti, which is not stone, but actually Arthur Harrow himself. And then all of a sudden, there is this going back to the scene of the psychiatric ward, and I was like, okay, is Mark dead? Is this the moment of Khonshu releasing him kill Mark again? And then I was like, no, this is just a dream. And to his surprise, Mark Spector and Stephen Grant, both of them still have leg restraints on, and they have the sand. Okay, why though? I mean, I was almost expecting that because Layla is alive now, so they would be in the apartment, and Layla would come from the other side, and it would be like a sort of happy ending ish. That didn't happen, but there are two goldfishes now, which is, and I didn't see if both of them have one fin, because if both of them do have one fin, that would be another interesting parallel to how Steven and Mark, even though they are separate entities, together they make the whole. But I'll have to see it again. And all of this put aside, Mark Spector gets freed, and Stephen Grant gets freed, and I'm like, okay, this can't be the end of it, right? Because Moon Knight has got to come back, and guess what? It's not the end of it. So now we get to the beautiful, beautiful post-credit scene, and it is where we see Arthur Harrow in a mental institution, in a very similar looking mental institution with the whited out walls, and so the we see the situations have completely flipped, and instead of Arthur Harrow being the doctor, Arthur Harrow is now the patient, and we see someone come in as an orderly and take Harrow away, and instead of taking him to his ward, he takes him in a limousine. And I was already shaking from my feet to my head because I saw the cap, I saw his accent, I saw the limousine, and guess what?
Can't you? You can't hurt us.
Yeah. You want to know something? Mark Spector truly believed that after he and I parted ways, I wanted his wife to be my avatar. Why would I ever need anybody else when he has no idea how troubled he truly is? Meet my friend, Jake Lockley.
I'm just half alive in my struggle to survive without you.
Hoy te toca perder.
Wait.
Khonshu said he will release Steven and Mark Spector. He didn't say anything about Jake Lockley. And I guess all the theories about Jake Lockley being the perfect avatar for Khonshu are true, because this guy is just straight up follows order, and he enjoys doing it. Which is, man, Mark has got some things to deal with, I'll say. And I guess this is what I meant by push one of the reveals to season 2, because now Jake Lockley, I guess, is going to be completely handled by season 2. Which, I mean, you know what? They did a good job. Let's give them the credit where it's due. And let's not, bash on this too much. Yeah, so I wanted to talk a little bit about the fight scenes. Just before I finish, I want to talk a little bit about the fight scenes and the supernatural aspects of his. I will say the fight scenes are very well done, because this is the fight scenes that I was expecting, where Steven and Mark sort of smoothly transition between each other, where Steven uses his individual talents and Mark uses his individual talents, and they sort of fight together. And while Layla's introduction as the Scarlet Scarab was a little rushed for me, I'm still okay with it, because she was already shown to be capable. The only difference now is that she has a costume and wings, which is fair enough. And so the supernatural aspects, we see two different fights happening here. One is a fight between gods, which is between Amit and Khonshu, the two gigantic gods. And another is a fight between Mark Spector, Layla, and Arthur Harrow. And this, the way these supernatural elements are handled in Disney Plus shows, it really gives me hope moving forward for how they are going to handle Percy Jackson. I just hope that this is not a mini series. The Percy Jackson show is not a mini series, and it's an actual full series. But regardless, if, like, if they do it good enough, I don't have any complaints. Like with this, yeah, I would have preferred a little bit of a longer thing, but you know it's good enough. That's pretty much it. Tower was lovely as usual, and the CGI was good enough, except for this fucking scene. I don't know what was happening in this, but otherwise, good ending. I will make another video regarding this as a full series, as a video on the full series, and then I'll move on to moving a video about Percy Jackson and stuff. And yeah, I guess that's all I have to talk about. This is one of my shorter videos. Okay, so if you reach this part of the video, I'm going to do some self promotion. My name is Gopal Chakrabarti. You may know me as G.C.Nightwalker, which is the name of my channel. I am a self published author. This is the novel that I wrote. Right? Links to buy this will be in the description. Anything you want to know about, like I wrote a summary of this novel in the description as well, so you can go read in, if it's your thing, you can go and buy it. That being said, I shall see you whenever something else comes up to talk about. Whenever I will do the videos that I just told you about, or in a gaming video, hopefully in a gaming video, because gaming content is kind of short on this channel, isn't it? And come to think of it, I really made this channel for gaming, which just goes to show you never really know what you're going to end up doing, are you? And yeah, if you like this video, like, share, subscribe, share this video with your friends. I already said share. What the fuck am I doing? Like, share, subscribe, and goodbye everyone. Have a nice day.